So today we're gonna do something a little bit more fun, and I'm gonna be ranking the rides at Magic Kingdom. So I will say there's a couple like just attractions mixed in here that aren't necessarily rides, and being a big ride girly, there's a couple attractions I haven't done. So I'm probably just gonna stick to the rides for this one. So the first two I'm seeing are the train and the treehouse. Surprisingly, I haven't got on the train yet. The first couple times I went, it was closed. And now the times that I've gone back, I just haven't made it a priority. So we're gonna skip straight to Magic Carpets of Aladdin. These tiers were kind of already made up here as far as the flawless, great ride, good ride, might ride, not a fan, avoid riding. So we're gonna go with that, you know? And when it comes to Magic Carpets, I feel like anywhere between B and C is what it's gonna be for me. Because I'm gonna go with might ride. If I am with my family, probably gonna ride it. If I'm with my husband only, or like it's a work trip, or I'm with friends or something, probably not gonna get on it unless it's like a 5-minute wait. Next is the Enchanted Tiki Room. Again, that's more of like a show attraction, so I haven't made the time for that one. Don't hate me, but I have heard good things about it. So I've heard actually that my girls would probably like it. So, you know, maybe we'll try that this summer. But next is Jungle Cruise. Look, I'm sorry, not a fan is gonna be a vote for me. It could go into might ride, because honestly, if my girls wanted to ride it for some reason, or maybe if it was Jungle Cruise, but I don't know, something about, I really, really love over at Animal Kingdom, Kilimanjaro safaris. And so riding like the fake Kilimanjaro safaris. Sorry, I know people love that ride. It's just something that like, it gets such high wait times and I don't want to waste a lightning lane on it. So I'm probably not going to ride it. Not a fan. Wouldn't necessarily full on avoid riding, but not a fan. Next is Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm gonna have to go with flawless, because look, there's multiple things that go into making this ride flawless for me, quote unquote flawless. One is it really doesn't ever have that long of a wait time. So you can get it at low wait times. It's a decently timed ride, as in like you don't just get in, you know, like TRON, where it's like, ooh, such a fun ride for 5 whole seconds. This one has a good amount of time. It's usually a lower wait time. Of course, the smell of the water. And if you want to get a lightning lane for it, you can, and you can probably ride it twice in one day. It has no height requirement. So if you're going with your family, it's a great family boat ride. Overall, yeah, we're putting Pirates in the flawless category. Next is Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Oh, they have Splash Mountain in here too. Sorry, I'm putting them both in flawless. I know some people really like the change. Some people really don't like the change. I really enjoyed both. My oldest has always been like huge into Princess and the Frog. So I think that really plays into loving Tiana so much for me. But then of course, Splash has the nostalgia to it. However, while you do get wet on that ride, I've always liked the ride. Again, I am all about any ride that like you can get on and you can enjoy it. It's not over like that. And this is one of those rides that has a lot going on. It's a decent length ride. So even if you wait for some of that, again, I would still try to get lightning lanes for this one. That's just my preference, because the line can get long. But you get a good amount of like time on the ride too. So that's just always a pro to me specifically. And while some people don't like getting wet, I don't always like getting wet. Like if I'm not in the mood, I get that, but most of the time in Florida, it's hot. So, you know, go get on it in the heat of the day, cool off a little bit, and then go take a break or have a second pair of shoes ready. I don't know. Big Thunder Mountain. Oh my gosh. I feel like I can't keep putting stuff in flawless, but I really, really love Big Thunder Mountain. Like, I'm so happy that it's going to be open when we go next. Great, flawless, great, flawless. I'm going to go with great, only because it can sometimes be a little bit jerky, especially when you ride it at night, even if you kind of know what's coming for you. Like, I don't know, but overall, I would say great to flawless. If I could put it right there in the middle between those two, that's what I would do, because this is probably my favorite, like one of my favorites in Magic Kingdom. It's probably my favorite coaster in Magic Kingdom, but not necessarily my favorite ride in Magic Kingdom. I don't know. Should I switch it to flawless? Maybe we'll come back and switch it to flawless. We'll see how the rest go, you know? Okay, a little outdated here because Tom Sawyer's Island is on here in the Old Country Bears. Again, I'm not doing that. Hall of Presidents. So we're on to Haunted Mansion. Whoops. We're on to Haunted Mansion, which I'm just going to put in good ride. Probably falls somewhere between might ride and good ride, but I don't see it as in the same category as like Magic Carpets necessarily. I do see it slightly above that. I know a lot of people get the like nostalgia out of this, or if they just really like the theming of the ride. It's fine. I'm not a big like spooky Halloween person, so it doesn't do much for me. And honestly, I never went to Disney as a kid, so I don't have some of the nostalgia that other people have around some of those like more original Disney park rides. I didn't go until I was more of an adult. So like, it's just a good ride to me. Don't need to do it, would do it. 13-minute wait, definitely doing it. But yeah, Peter Pan's Flight, might ride. Sorry, I might get hate for that one, but I do not and will not ever understand how that ride is 95 minutes long and people are waiting for it. It's short. I feel like it's basically, I mean, yeah, it's Peter Pan themed versus Little Mermaid themed, but I feel like it's basically the same ride except you're flying versus on the ground. I've just never been one to understand that ride. If my girls want to do it, I'm getting a lightning lane for it, but I wouldn't even want to waste my lightning lane or my rope drop on it. Sorry, not sorry. Next, It's a Small World. Like, not really a fan, but would ride with my family, would ride with my girls. So personally, not a huge fan. Might ride it with my family, or if it was like a 5-minute wait just to get on a ride or out of the sun. Carousel of Progress. Again, as a mom, it's one of those things where I actually enjoy this as a ride because my girls are at the age, they're 2 and 4, they love carousels. So it's not ever that long of a ride. And if they want to ride it, they can ride it multiple times in one day. So I'm going to go might ride. Not a fan personally. Obviously, I'm not going to maybe ride it, but I will ride it multiple times a day if my girls want to ride it multiple times a day and they're there with me. So PhilharMagic, you know what? It's not a ride, and I said I wasn't going to do this, but I'm going to throw it right up there in the flawless category. No questions asked. Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Great ride. Again, like the coaster, enjoy it. It was my oldest's first roller coaster, so I will always love that about it. I do think it's fun, but it's another one of those ones where I will say when I got back on it, I didn't think this as much, but the first time I rode it, me and my husband rode it, it was the first trip that we went on, and so I think we waited like 75 minutes in line because someone was like, oh, you have to do this. And when we were on it, we enjoyed it. And when we got off of it, I was like, that was it. Like, it's not that it wasn't fun. It was just another one of those that I didn't feel like the time on the ride was worth the time that we waited, you know? But I would do this again. Like, I will get lightning lanes for this, especially with my girls, because it's that 38-inch roller coaster. So it is a roller coaster that has the lower height requirement. And it is fun. It is fun. So not flawless by any means, but I would say a great ride. Another one of my more favorite coasters in Magic Kingdom. Little Mermaid, Under the Sea, another great ride to me. Doesn't go under the category of flawless, but I really, really like this ride. Like the way that it's set up, the way it goes through the movie, my girls love it. It's so cute. They always wave to Eric and Ariel at the end of the ride. I love the music that pulls in from them. Like, I just think this is such a great ride. And it takes you through the movie. So in the heat of the summer, it's dark, it's cool, and you get a decent amount of time on the ride. And I just overall really enjoy this one. And it's nostalgic for me just because it's Little Mermaid themed. Barnstormer. By myself or with only my husband, I would say a might ride. I don't know. I'm going to go with good ride. And here's why. Because if me and my husband did ride this for the first time without the girls didn't even ride it the last time actually. But it is a roller coaster. It is pretty jerky. That's why it's not going up there with great ride, and there's not anything super special to it. However, I appreciate the low wait time of a roller coaster. I don't care. Like, it's a decent, semi-fun roller coaster, especially with kids. It can be really fun, which is why I'm putting it in good ride. But I wouldn't necessarily get on it, no questions asked, if my girls weren't there. But if it was a 5-minute wait, you know, why not? Next is Dumbo the Flying Elephants. Might ride. Good ride. I mean, it's a good ride. It's a nostalgic ride. I understand that. But again, if it's just me and my husband, whatever, I'm not getting on Dumbo. No. Winnie the Pooh. It's the nostalgia for me on this one, Winnie the Pooh. So I'm going to go good ride here strictly because the nostalgia. And like, I remember the first time I rode that ride and I hadn't watched Winnie the Pooh in years. And I just like remembered every scene was just taking me back. I'm like, oh, I remember that. The Heffalumps and Woozles. Oh, I remember that. Like the rainy day specifically. And I love how the honey pot moves to the scene. I just think it's a fun ride. Mad Tea Party. Yeah, I'm gonna go with not a fan. I realize I'm not putting anything in avoid riding, probably because in everything that we've hit so far, I wouldn't be never riding that again. Like Mission Space, if that was in here, that's an Epcot ride, I would be like avoid riding, but I don't know. Avoid riding seems very excessive on some of these for me. So Mad Tea Party, not a fan, but if it was like something that my girls wanted to do or someone in my party wanted to do for some reason, sure, whatever. Tomorrowland Speedway, you know what? I've never been on this. I was thinking, I'm like, okay, well, I've at least been on every ride in Magic Kingdom. I've never done Tomorrowland Speedway. So I'm not going to put this one in here because I don't feel like it's fair for me to try to rank it based off what I know about it when I haven't been on it, haven't even taken my girls on it. Maybe they really love it and they really have a good time and it becomes like something that I like because of how they like it. I don't know. So we're not going to rank that one right now. Space Mountain. Good ride. Not great ride. I can't put it in the great ride. I think the first time I rode it, I would have put it in the great ride, but now that I've ridden it a couple times or ridden more rides around Walt Disney World itself, give us some updates, dude. I'm not trying to get my back cracked or like adjusted every time I ride this ride. Like we rode it in December for the first time in a while because it was at the Christmas party and I wanted to do the Christmas overlay specifically that they do. And I understand I'm getting older, okay. But rides don't usually get me. And that one was like, whew, I got off and I was like, yeah, that one's not a priority to me. And I'm slowly realizing it's just not a huge priority to me. Next up is TRON. And I'm gonna go with great ride. Again, I just can't put this in the flawless category. I remember the very first time I rode it, it was a whole thing. We had, I think we had why am I blanking? The virtual queue for it. And then my parents were with the girls and it was taking forever. I think someone like threw up on the ride. And so we were like, we have a lightning lane for something else that we're about to miss because we've been in this line so long. My parents are with my girls. They ended up giving us a lightning lane to come back. And so by the time we came back after doing all that waiting, all that anticipation, it was really fun. But this is like one of the fastest rides in Disney World. Like, I feel like it's just like, hope you enjoyed it. And to me, it's not that the rest of the ride isn't fun, but the most fun part is when you like have that initial takeoff and go up in the area where it's kind of by the queue. And then once you get back inside, it's kind of mediocre to me. So it is a fun ride to do, but it's not one that I'm gonna be sad if I don't do it every time I go to Magic Kingdom, because like if I'm not getting a lightning lane for it, I'm not waiting for that. I'm not waiting for that. Anyways, moving on to AstroOrbitor. I'm gonna go with not a fan, because again, it's not so extreme that I would avoid riding, especially if my girls want to do it. I know I keep saying that. Team player over here, but never a priority, especially like the way that the line works. I have to go up the elevator and stuff. Like, I don't know, not a fan. Probably gonna get some hate for this, but I can't rank Carousel of Progress because I've never done it. So don't hate me. Maybe I'll do it this year. This year's the year. Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin. Right now I'm gonna go with Might Ride. I'm actually very excited to see the updates that are about to open up, like when it reopens. I'm excited to see like what's going on there, because I really do enjoy Toy Story Mania over in Hollywood Studios, and I know this is that game concept to it as well, but I've never liked it as much. So I think with some of the updates, it might be a little bit better and I would bump it up to Good Ride. That's what I'm hoping. Hoping after this, I could bump it up to Good Ride. Next is Monsters, Inc. Laugh For. It's not a ride, but I'm gonna say not a fan. Sorry about it. Did it with my girls. They like kind of thought it was funny, but they didn't even really laugh that much. Would maybe try again now that they're like a little bit older, or maybe the next trip even. Not this upcoming, but not that. The next one's Stitch's Great Escape. Hello. I'm not ranking that because I never wrote it. PeopleMover. We're just saving the best for last over here. So yeah, I'm gonna put that one in flawless. And that about does it, folks. I know I did say I wasn't gonna do like attraction shows. I did throw one or two of those in here. Yeah, but that's my ranking. What do you guys think? I know there's gonna be some people disagreeing with me on some of these or giving me hate because I haven't done some of the things that I didn't list. But yeah, overall, that is my take, my explanations, kind of my backstory and thoughts on some of these Magic Kingdom rides. Let me know what your thoughts are below. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed kind of going through this and thinking of your rankings yourself. And subscribe, because you know what? We're gonna do the other parks. So subscribe to follow along and rank the other park attractions with me, and some of the fun that I have coming for you guys in 2026, and probably gonna include trying some of these that I told you that I haven't done yet. So thanks for being here. Let me know your thoughts, your opinions below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.